morning, everyone, and welcome to the program. A very busy business day starts right now. It's Tuesday, the 28th of June. I am Bosun Omafai with Business Morning, live from Channel's global headquarters. We welcome our viewers here in Nigeria and around the world. These are some of what's making the news this morning, carefully selected for your consumption. Let's get started. And of course, you've heard all the stories around whether we need what you call AMCON 2.0. Now, the House of Representatives Chairman on Banking and Currency, Mr. Jones Onyenyere, says the Legislative House will not allow the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, or AMCON, to purchase another round of delinquent loans from commercial banks, considering the current state of Nigeria's economy. According to Honorable Onyenyere, the current bank's non-performing loans portfolio are worse than the 2009 experience and far above regulatory threshold. You remember, just about 8 years ago, the central bank weighed in on the very nasty banking system, financial markets meltdown that followed, the stock market downfall in the first quarter of 2008. The then central bank governor, Madam Lamido Sanusi, moved in, took about 5 banks down in the first installment and another 3 in the second installment. In total, about 10 banks went down between 2009 and 2010 because of weak structure, mainly proprietary trading and everything else in between, in particular those bad loans. Now the House of Representatives Chairman in charge of Banking and Finance says the current situation is worse than 2009 and that AMCON will not be allowed to make further purchases of bad loans in the financial sector, in particular the banking system. So this is a conversation that's getting right now on the street. Meantime, we from Godwin Emefiele with love. That's what it's looking like almost on a daily basis. The central bank is pumping more money, FX, into the market. So this is another rainfall to start the current trading week. The central bank sold $195 million to the market space yesterday. $100 million went into the wholesale FX window. $50 million into the small and medium enterprises retail, and for invisibles, and that's the word for basic travel allowances, PTAs, school fees, or tuition fees, or medical allowances overseas. I've got a medical doctor here, by the way, Dr. Ni Osamulu, who will be talking to us later today about health financing. For those of you who are going abroad for medical and paying dollars, perhaps you need to keep the money at home. That's one of the questions I'm going to ask him in the next couple of minutes. Meantime, this is what the summary looks like. Bring it back, folks. Look at the total of what the central bank has done over the last 7 days in very quick summary. Last week, the central bank sold $831.5 million in total. 2 big tranches last week. Yesterday, the 19th of June, the central bank sold $195 million and the news is already. So you do a simple tabulation. That brings us to the doorstep of $1.026 billion in 7 days. The central bank has sent into the market as interventions, keeping the naira healthy against its major competitor, the US dollars. The news all around budget 2017 spending is now on the street. Yesterday was the breakdown by the Ministry of Finance and its counterpart in the National Planning and Budget, Udoma. But this is what the Finance Minister was quoted, reportedly saying that, quote, "We are ready to make releases as soon as the budget is loaded." Simply mean when there's money in the bank, on the account. So as soon as there's money, there will be releases. We have a cash plan. They have a cash plan. That's the government meeting. And we will release the first tranche of $350 billion for capital projects. The Honorable Minister of Finance did not give precise dates, week or month, when this $350 billion naira will hit the financial system and get to pay contractors and everyone else there that is involved in capital projects execution for the 2017 budget. Now we get to this big conversation we had a week ago. How long is the lifespan of the 2017 budget? signed on in June, will it be 1 year into June next year, or will it be 6 months? And we said there's going to be a budget overlap for the first time in Nigeria's current history, and that could be a little bit testy for the government to handle. So what did the Honorable Minister for National Budget and Planning says on Monday? This is what Udoma says. Whenever a new appropriations comes into law, it overtakes the previous Appropriations Act. That's what he says. Simply put, take the next page and just break it down for you very quickly. And it's very simple, really, nothing really esoteric. What it means is that Budget 2016, signed this month, will run into June next year. However, if the acting president's words, Yomi Oshibajo, is anything to go by, that Budget 2018 will be ready by December, that means that Budget 2017 will have 6 months lifespan only. And that means Nigeria plans to spend 7.4 trillion in just 6 months. Let's leave it there and we move on. Okay, so that is a simple explanation as to how things will go. So technically the new budget will run till 2017 June, but if we make good to reset our budgetary life cycle, January to December, then Budget 2018 will kick off 1st of January 2018. Then this budget will have to be 6 months as far as our lifeline is concerned. Let's get into the markets, shall we? Stock market. Very nice and decent, $18 million in total transactions to start Monday. And the week, the market was up about 1%, 34,000. We crossed that, didn't we? Yes, I said we're going to cross 34,000 this week, and we crossed that on Monday. So 35,000 that I've been singing about for the last 2 weeks may just be a reality this week if we keep things around this level. And of course, look at the market cap. We're inching towards 12 trillion naira. We're just about 11.8. So if we add a bit of a decent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and keep the runaway rally in place, we might just see 12 trillion this week and 35,000 on the composite index, thanks to the industrial stocks. And we spend most of the time on the program yesterday morning talk about the industrial stocks